everybody. Thanks for joining us this morning on Studio 5. And we're going to start off with a little question to chew on. We've been tossing it around this morning, kind of peppering everyone in the studio. If you had to cut, let's say, $200 from your weekly spending, could you do it, and what would you cut?
Yeah, and everybody says, no, I couldn't do it. I also think I couldn't, but then I started to think. I actually cut back this month, started riding the bus and the train in.
I know, we're all so proud of you for that. And he hasn't complained once.
That's actually something that's actually sort of good. So I figure I'm going to save 50 to 100 bucks each month doing that.
That's good.
I figure we could cut cable TV.
How did the teenagers feel about that?
My wife is the one who likes dragging her feet on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every day I say, I'm cutting TV. She says, no, I don't think so.
Is it a certain show she's going to mourn, or?
Yeah, she misses a cable channel.
Oh.
Fox News, I don't see anything.
Yes.
She likes to watch Glenn Beck in the evening. So she's anyway, I think we could cut maybe 100, but 200, could you cut 200?
See, I think initially there's no way, you know? You start to think groceries, I could maybe cut back on my grocery bill a little bit. And I don't know, I sometimes tend to not throw my cash away, but I buy things in bulk to the point where, you know, I'll say I need 3 shaving creams, and I'll need 1. I'll buy 3 to have them on hand, and then I'll go home and I already have 3 in the cupboard. Yeah. So I think I could do better about planning and stocking, and I don't know, but it's a tough question. Yeah, 200 bucks is a lot of money to try to cut out of your budget. Well, we met up with one family. These are the Wheelers from Bountiful, and they cut, are you ready for this? Nearly $1,700 from their monthly spending. They implemented a little resourcefulness. They began tracking their money. They started working together as a couple, and they cut that astronomical amount from their spending. And I know you're thinking, yeah, I want to know how they did it. Well, about 700 of it was overspending, you know, going into debt each and every month, but the extra 1,000 they put to work, and now they have paid off $40,000 of debt and increased savings by $60,000, and they've even squeezed in a few vacations along the way.
That's like the dream plan. The house is going to be on track to be paid off in 7 years, and here is how they did it.
Money is fun to talk about. You know, I think that can be a negative thing in a marriage, and it's great to be able to sit down and communicate all the wonderful things we have done.
It was about 3 years ago that Dave and Shirley Wheeler of Bountiful took a hard look at their money.
I was just floored at how bad off we really were.
I mean, one missed paycheck, and you know, there was no place to get extra money.
Here we go.
A family with 4 kids, a modest home, 2 cars, a steady corporate job, and $65,000 in debt, and climbing.
We've been making the same amount of money over the past 3 or 4 years, ever since we started this. But we actually feel like we have more money by being in control of what we do.
Now they track every penny.
I know when I go even a week without writing down the money I've spent, I always spend more.
And faithfully implement a lot of proven strategies at once. Here's what they did. First, Dave changed his paycheck withholdings to avoid getting a big tax return at the end of the year.
Because that tax refund was basically coming back and going to pay off debt that we acquired during the year.
That saved about $500 a month. Next, they tackled the food budget.
Colton, can you get me the nutmeg out of the pantry, bud?
They buy staples in bulk and avoid buying cereal, cookies, crackers, and quick foods.
Ice cream, I'm a big ice cream fan, and so we don't buy as much ice cream.
To avoid the temptation to eat out, Shirley cooks ahead, preparing partial recipes or doubling a recipe and freezing half.
When I sit down and plan, things go a lot better. And if I'm not planning, then I can't think, and I do. The immediate sensation is, okay, let's just go get a $5 pizza.
The key is a simple menu plan so they're not caught in a pinch.
That was another thing we did, is instead of going to, we'd go on a date night and go to a restaurant and spend $35 on a meal and then $20 on a babysitter, maybe $20 on a movie, spend upwards to $100 on a date night.
Next, they parked the big SUV. Shirley now takes the little car on errands, and Dave started taking public transportation to work.
It was an enjoyable experience for us. As weird as this sounds, it was an enjoyable experience for me. Because once I got on that bus, I didn't have to think about, the cars in front of me, traffic turning. It was very relaxing.
A $90 savings in gas alone, and that was before prices went up. Nothing was sacred, not even Christmas. They changed their approach, and now each child receives 3 meaningful gifts. +1 in a family gift exchange. They pared down spending on hobbies and recreation, made better decisions about buying household stuff, turned off more lights, and canceled unnecessary phone services. They spent a little less on clothing, gifts, and just said no to impulse purchases like treats for the kids while shopping, magazines, and how-to books. The final savings tally? $1,670 a month. With a new iMac computer in the den, the Wheelers say saving is not about cutbacks and sacrifice. It's just rerouting money you do have, because money from nowhere land just paid for a trip to Disneyland.
We went on this wonderful trip for the first time, paying cash for the whole thing. Unbelievable.
We didn't have to worry when we came home because it was paid for.